One of the most important aspects of coaching is the grip, and probably one of the most neglected. To identify the fact that the athlete is holding the stick correctly, one of the first things to look for is the V of the right hand pointing directly up to the right shoulder. As far as the left hand is concerned, the easiest way to identify it is to draw an imaginary line between the forefinger, knuckle and thumb, and the easiest way to do that is to run a stick along it, and you'll also find that that line points directly to the athlete's shoulder. So why is the grip so important? It forms the aspect of most parts of the game. From this position that we're holding the stick, Alex can actually push the ball. Alex would, if he needs to, can actually slap the ball. We can bring the hands together to hit the ball. Going back to the original grip, we can actually flick the ball. And if we need to, from that same position, we can actually scoop a ball. As you can see, the grip is very important to us, and the areas that we need to address with the grip also are the fact that the hands don't fight each other. And what I mean by that is that if this hand was open and that hand was open, then the hands are constantly fighting each other in that position. The line actually points nowhere near the right shoulder, and I actually can't even find a line there to get to the right shoulder with the stick. If the hands are closed around the stick, they're constantly fighting with each other all day. The V of this hand is nowhere near the right shoulder, and the line of this stick here is well back behind the ribs. If your athlete's hits or pushes go off at the end of a game, a lot of the time the reason for that is an incorrect grip.
So let's look at the correct coaching technique for the push. The athlete needs to ensure their left shoulder is pointing towards the target, step towards the target with the left foot, slide the stick along the ground, and finally push the ball and follow through to the target. Simply put, it is step, slide and push.
When we make the push, we want to try and extend the right arm in a straight line in the direction of the ball. So what we're looking for is to make sure that the athlete doesn't bend their arm, in other words, look like they're having a drink out of a glass. We want them to actually throw the glass down the line that the ball is going.
You can see here the right arm extends to the target. Here you can clearly see the player's arm bent, just like they are having a drink. This results in the stick finishing over the left shoulder rather than at the target. Another common problem is the hips coming through too early. This results in a lack of direction and strength. So let's once again look at the correct technique. Simply put, step, slide and push. Here you can see the players starting at the 4 points of a square. Two players diagonally opposite each other dribble to the middle of the square and pass left. Watch for the player staying nice and low and a good pushing technique. You will notice spare balls at each marker. If a player makes a mistake, they have another ball there to grab immediately to keep the drill flowing.
When coaching the dribble, we want our athlete to be able to move or run with the ball in a well-balanced position with good vision.
As in pushing, start your player behind the ball with their left shoulder pointing towards the target. The player then places their stick behind and touching the ball. Have your player then take a casual or comfortable step back, bend their knees and turn their feet in the direction they will be running. As the athlete commences dribbling, make sure the ball moves forward first and stays in front of the leading foot. Why? If not, the player will lose their vision and be playing catch-up all day. Here you can clearly see the player's feet moving first and therefore leaving the ball behind. When changing direction in a four-stick dribble, it is important that the athlete doesn't let the ball get too close to their feet. So how do we coach it? Have your player place their stick behind the ball or on top of a marker and walk a semicircle trying to maintain the same distance between their feet and stick head. Here, the player does not maintain the same distance between the ball and their feet as they change direction. You can see how difficult it would be to dribble the ball in this position. Here's a tip for you I've found very useful. When changing direction, the right hand is in control. So have your junior player squeeze their right hand a little tighter when they change direction. This will help them control